I'm live. Can you hear me? Chris Joyce drums, live and direct from the Sulking Shed, somewhere in Cradvale, somewhere in West Yorkshire, somewhere in England. Hello, Becky Joyce. Can you hear me? All good? How's my microphone? Hello. Hello, how's my microphone? Can you hear me? Everybody there? Hi Chris from Mark, Mr. Tempest. Nice to see you again. Is my microphone okay? Hear you, not see you. There. Okay, tonight it's a repeat. I did this show last Monday and you couldn't hear anything I was saying, so I wasn't very happy about it and I deleted it, and I am now doing it again and you can hear me, you can see me. I'm going to put my feet on. There you go. A lesson for beginners. We're going to start right at the beginning. Tons of stuff on YouTube, loads of drummers, thousands of drummers. Not a lot of people, from what I can see, showing you how to get started. You've just got your drum kit for your birthday, for Christmas, for whatever it might be, whatever the occasion. So I did a lesson a couple of weeks ago, which was your first drum lesson, part 1. This is part 2. What I'm going to do tonight is kind of reiterate a little bit. How's that? It's okay now. Yeah, good. Okay. I'm going to go over the first part of your first drum lesson, and then I'm going to go over the second part of your drum lesson, which you don't know about yet. So, starting with the hands. You just turn up for a drum lesson with me, you come to my room. We're going to play on the ride cymbal to start with. And I'm assuming that you know the names of the drum kit. We've got the bass drum, the big guy in front of us. We've got a snare drum. One here. Hi-hats. Some people call them top hats. They're not called top hats, they're called hi-hats. Crash cymbals. Tom-tom. It's a small tom-tom. A floor tom-tom. Some people have loads of tom-toms. You have as many as you want. You can just have a couple. And then we've got a ride cymbal. Ride cymbal is where we spend a lot of time playing like a consistent rhythm. So I'm going to demonstrate where I'd want us to start on a lesson. So we're going to start on here. We're playing in a time signature known as 4/4, 4 beats to the bar. And we're going to count it. And the system I use is the American system of whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes. I'm not really one for using minims, crotchets and quavers because I think the American system makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more logical. So here we go. So just play along with me if you're at your drum kit, and if not, you can play this on a practice pad. You don't need a kit. So here we go, slowly. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now counting out loud is really important. It really helps us kind of internalize timekeeping And it also, it keeps you breathing, because sometimes you've got so much going on with drum kit. You forget to breathe. I've known that people getting passed out and died or anything like that, but it just helps keep the flow of your blood, your breathing, your rhythm. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And this is when you first start. That's too fast. Just go slowly. You don't have to. There's no rush to get anywhere. So you can even go like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just try to keep each stroke quite precise, quite similar. We don't. I'm going to try and relax. Now, I did speak about holding the sticks in the first lesson, and I'm going to just go over a few things again. So, we want the hands to be relaxed, soft hands, as they call it in the trade. Thumb and forefinger. So I'm just going to change there. So we've got as much thumb flesh on the stick as possible, and your forefinger just hanging over there like that. And a lot of work goes on underneath here, but for now we're we don't need to keep it tight, but just the fingers are there supporting and guiding the stick. So there's different types of grips. This is known as matched grip, and this particular type of grip where the palms are facing down is called German grip. Some people call it American grip. I think American grip is probably slightly closer in, but German grip, it's a very relaxed and it's a very natural style. It's just like your palms facing down, like I say. There's another type of grip called French grip, which is where the thumbs are on top. Now, often when we're playing on the ride cymbal, we'll play with a French grip, but when you're first starting, there's so much to think about. And I want you to start using 4 limbs that, let's just stick with the German grip, palms facing down. So we've got the right hand on the ride cymbal, and we're doing this. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And what we're going to do, as we're counting and playing 8th notes, because there's 8 notes in each bar, we're going to play the left hand on beats 2 and 4. So it goes something like this. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. I keep this going for, a couple of minutes. It's like just programming your muscle memory. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... Okay, so we're going to do the same now. Well, we're not going to do the same now, actually. What I'm going to show you is what the feet are doing. Because from day one, when people come to me for a drum lesson, I like to get all 4 limbs working. So the feet are going to go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keeping your feet very relaxed. You don't don't want to be kind of, we can play like this. This is the sort of like heel up toe technique, but what I want to do to start with is keep your heels down, keep it nice and relaxed, because then you kind of like, it keeps your body more balanced. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So now what we're going to do, we're going to play the right hand going as it was before. We're not doing anything with the left hand just yet. So just slowly, staying relaxed. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. Hi-hat. So they're hitting at the same time with the right hand. So everything's lining up with the right hand. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 Okay, so what's missing now? The left hand. The left hand plays at the same time as the left foot. So as the left foot is closing on 2 and 4. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and it's like they're lifting almost at the same time there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Now we want to try and get that hi-hat closing nice and cleanly, not kind of like, we don't want to kind of be opening it. When you played that, kind of just keep your foot on the pedal, and then, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you're listening it on the and of 1 and the and of 3. Again, don't think too much about that just yet. So start with the right cymbal. I'm going to bring the feet in, and then I'm going to bring the left hand in. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now the left hand. 1 and Okay. Anybody got any questions? If you've got any questions, just send me a comment, send me something in the chat. Let me know where you are. If you're here, come and say hello. If you're viewing this after the fact, after the live event, then just, you know, put a comment in. I'd really appreciate some feedback. Subscribe, ring the bell, then when I'm doing these sorts of things, you'll get a notification. So as I said, this is like your first lesson, part 2. So I've done all of this in part 1. I'm kind of just reiterating that a little bit again now. So what I'm now going to do is play that same rhythm, but then bring my right hand over to the hi-hat. And when you first start playing drums, it's like going to a different planet suddenly, because you start thinking about everything differently, you start thinking about your feet differently. So I'll just demonstrate. Why it feels like a different planet is because suddenly we're going to have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. And this is why getting that preciseness with your left foot. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. So we're getting that nice and clean there. We don't want getting it all splashy. So back to what I was going to do now, just playing, starting on the right cymbal, all 4 limbs working. So 1, the hi-hat, 4, and 1, and 3. So when I move then, I wait until the end of 4. So a clean start on the hi-hat on the 1. 4, and I'll do it now. 3, 4, and 1. So when going between the two, play a number of bars. Don't just do like 1 bar there and 1 bar there. I mean, you can do that if you want, but just to get settled there, play 4, 8 bars, come over here with the 4 or 8 bars, back over there. Just get used to the movement around the kit. Now this rhythm, we can play it anywhere on the kit. So we can play this on the tom-toms. We go 1, 2, by our imagination, play it on the rims. Same rhythm all the time. When you play at different tempos, it can feel very different. So, I think I've got a question here. Right. Is there a standard or recommended position for cymbals, or is it personal preference? Mark is asking. Right. Position of cymbals. These days, my opinion on that is, and it is just my opinion, is kind of keeping everything very comfortable. I mean, I could probably lower these 2 crashes a little bit at the moment. I keep changing mine. I keep experimenting, even after all these decades of playing. So I recently dropped this down a little bit. I used to have crash cymbals up here. Various reasons for that. It's just like, because it looks good, I thought. It's also, I used to do a lot of television programs, and the cameramen would say, we can't see your face, can you move your cymbals higher? So I ended up with cymbals up there. But nowadays, I prefer the ergonomic approach. I prefer thinking like, the pilot on the plane, keeping everything in easy reach. And some people you notice would have their cymbals very flat, crash cymbal, all the cymbals. Again, some people have the tom-toms flat as well. I prefer a little bit of an angle on mine, and that is just personal preference. So, you know, my advice with the cymbals is keep them low, just keep everything accessible. If you want to play things really fast, then it's much easier if you're not going all the way up there. And the same with your tom-toms. I see sometimes people, they have a tom-tom and like, I try and get mine quite low to the bass drum. So there's like maybe an inch gap underneath there. Some people have them up there and they have them angled. Now, having something angled at an angle like that is not good. So I would not recommend that because the stick can bounce off in a strange way. And you end up sticks flying all over the place. So just going on now, the first drum lesson ever part 2. We're going to look at putting the variation in on the foot pattern. So just going back to the foot cam again. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So now we're bringing in an extra couple of bass drum notes there. So if I start playing with the walking feet rhythm, the one we started with today, and then I'm going to go into that second rhythm there, and I'm keeping it and 1 on the bass drum and 3 just for consistency. But we can start to break these rhythms up. It's about us learning something and then trying to do something else and moving on, and not forgetting what we did last time, but kind of like putting that into your rhythmic library then. So just starting on that one now. Let me just, I've got the foot cam on. So we've got starting with walking feet. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 So walking feet, it says on the tin. Now the second rhythm. Lining up with the right hand. That's good. Walking foot. So all we're working on is the right foot here. Everything else is taking place. Walking feet. Go on. Now, again, when you go to the hi-hat with this rhythm, it's going to seem strange because it's going to make you think more about your feet. When you're just playing walking feet and you're playing on the ride cymbal, everything seems fairly straightforward. Okay, when you go walking feet but bringing it over to the hi-hat, a bit trickier but still fairly straightforward. But when you start going swap over. 1, back again. 1, and 2, and 1, and 3. Just notice this hi-hat squeaking. Need to replace this for the next show. Okay, so that's just getting some basic rhythms together on the kit. Now, just some hand routines that I get people to work on from the first lesson as well. And if anybody ever wants any copies of, I can send you a photocopy of something I've written out just for this hand technique thing. So we did this a couple of weeks ago as well. So what we're going to do now is going to have the bass drum playing 4 to the floor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right and left and right and left and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and so we're playing quarter notes. I'm counting eighth notes actually there, but I'm playing the quarter notes. And when you're kind of playing quarter notes and you play them slowly, it helps it be more precise if you count the subdivision of the eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, what I showed in last week's lesson that went missing is now, oh, in fact, hang on. The quarter notes. What I'm starting off with is in the right hand there, going 1, 2, and right, left, right, left. Now, start it with your left hand as well. So we start to, work on independence, interdependence, and just our coordination using different limbs. So starting with the left hand. 1, and 2, and 2, okay. There's a third variation. That's just do it with your right hand. So 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and now the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and so we've got 4 variations there. Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, 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 left, 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 left. So practice all of those. But like I say, if you're interested, I can send you a photocopy or something. Now, same again, we're going to play eighth notes and we're going to do those same 4 stickings. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 4. So the bass drum and the right hand are played at the same time. 2, 4, 2, okay, now we'll start it with the left. So now the left hand and the bass drum 1, 2, and play at the same time. 4, the third variation, right hand only. Like when we were playing on the ride cymbal of the hi-hat before as part of the walking feet rhythm. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, Goes to the left hand. 4, 2, 3, 4. Now when you're playing these, don't have the hand that's not playing like up and down like that. I've seen people like that, not knowing what they're doing with the other hand. So just keep it hovering above the draw so you practice hard. So again, 4 different stickings. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, 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 left, 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 left. Okay, so again, I was just playing the bass drum, all 4 beats there. I wasn't using the hi-hat, in case anybody's wondering about that. And that is deliberate. There's lots to think about just going hand to hand. So I'm going to play along to a bit of a song here. This is just to give you an idea of how you can use this rhythm. Just find a slow song, something that's not fast at all. This here, I use this series of books, Rock School Drums. This is the beginner's book, the debut book. It's got some nice kind of slow stuff in here. I think I can't remember, 15 quid or something, these. And I don't normally get people starting with these books straight away, but because I want to demonstrate how you can just play along to a song, there's one in here by a band called Coldplay. You've probably heard of them. It's called Yellow. It's 87 beats per minute, so fairly laid back. And I'm going to just, it's with these books, to give you 3 different versions of the same song. The unfortunate thing about these books is they don't have the lyrics on, although I think they might have done something recently where you can actually download one with the singing now. But for now, they do 3 versions of the song. One with the demonstration with the drums on, one without the drums on and just the music, and one without the drums on but with what we call a click track. So that's just like a metronomic beat. So that's the one I always recommend for people to start with, because sometimes if you've got like fuzzy guitars or things like that, it can throw you off in timekeeping. So I'll just play this, the intro of this, and then I'm going to play along to it for a moment so you understand what I'm talking about. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you hear that click. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to play it from the top, and what I'm going to play with this is the walking feet rhythm. So you can see this rhythm could go with probably literally thousands of songs. So here we go. I think it's got 4 beats counting at the beginning. So 2, 3, 4. So, just starting off with something nice and slow, nice and simple like that, nice sort of straight rhythm. Great to be able to play along to. So, I think that's me done for today. Anybody got any more questions? Anything? Squeaky foot, squeaky pedal. I'm going to do a Facebook live stream this Thursday at 6 o'clock, and that's going to be I'm going to do a couple of James Brown songs, and I'm going to be talking about some of the rhythms, the great innovative rhythms that James Brown and his drummers used. So if you can come and join me then, that'd be great. If you've enjoyed this, then please share it, please subscribe, share, get your mates watching. I'm just trying to get as many people onto this as possible. Thanks for your time, and hopefully I'll see you. See you on Thursday. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.